The Disney news is on its way.
This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
We shine the light inside the park. Lights and laughter every ride.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las puertas.
Past the news so clear. The Monorail Report is here. Jump aboard and feel the cheer. The Monorail Report is here. The Monorail Report is here.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your safety, please remain behind the yellow line on the platform or behind the gates once you disembark the monorail.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Monorail Report. It is Thursday, August 14th. Let me know if you can hear me all right. I'm missing one window in my program, so I can't see. There we go. Okay, good. Yes, looks like you can hear me. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Monorail Report, our weekly Disney news show. I know that one of our faithful viewers may not be here because he is on his way to the Magic Kingdom for the first time in maybe over a year, I think. So excited for Roderick. I know he is ecstatic about seeing the new parade, of course, and just getting back to the park. So good for Roderick. Amanda P, hello. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. As you come in, if you would hit that like button, we certainly appreciate that. If you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing. We are bringing you all the news that we can this week. We have a little fun. So we're not just a straight news show. We'll do some other stuff as well. Francisco, good morning. Thank you for checking in. So last weekend, I'm going to start. Normally, I start with news. We'll start a little different this week, because last weekend was the Pete McDevitt meetup in Maryland. Had a great time. Got to meet some other creators. I'm probably going to forget some, but Doug was there. Zippity Doo Doug, Tina Marie, Monorail Molly, Pete, obviously. Spaceship Ears was there, got to meet him. Jennifer Caruso, who I've never met before, she was there as well, so great to meet her. And I'm sure I'm missing a few there, so I apologize if I leave anybody out. But what was even better is that there were like 50-something people there, and the majority of them were not creators. They were folks that are in chat. And so you get to meet them, because otherwise all I see is your little logo and your name. I don't get to see much more outside of that. So it's always great to meet those folks that so you can put a name with a face, or put a face with a name. So we had a great time. It was up in the Baltimore area, which is, excuse me, I lived there for 3 or 4 years. Sierra, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Back in the early 2000s. So it was pretty cool to be home and be able to see some of my old stomping grounds. Finley and Catherine went with me as well. Had a great time. A lot of events. There was couple events we didn't make it to. So it was a Thursday night meetup, dinner, kind of icebreaker. Friday there was a lunch at El Guapo, nice Mexican restaurant. Friday evening was the Baltimore Orioles game, which was great, and there were fireworks afterwards. They do a great fireworks show, so we were able to catch that. and then the next day was bowling in the morning, again with food. And then we had a little break there until 5 o'clock. So it was nice. We were able to go to the outlet mall. We went to Primark, which I'd heard so many people talk about. So I'm like, I got to go. So we went to the outlet mall, which had a big Primark there. And then they also had a box lunch, which had more Disney stuff. So we didn't, I don't think we bought too much. We bought a couple things, but we didn't go crazy. And then that was Saturday night, was the cocktail hour with karaoke and door prizes and all sorts of stuff. And then Sunday was a kind of a goodbye brunch with just a few people there, but it was very good to see everybody. Like I said, Sierra says, I started hitting notify me on your stream so I don't forget when you go live. That, Sierra, that is the absolute best way. I've talked about this a couple times and I will continue to talk about it. And if you're a creator, make sure you're letting your viewers know the same thing. They've got to hit the notify me under each individual live stream, because if they just have the notification bell on, like we've all been taught to tell people, YouTube only sends out like 40% of those notifications. So when your favorite live streamer schedules one of their live streams ahead of time, go ahead and hit notify me underneath that individual live stream, because that's going to be the best way that you get notified, because those you will get it. Actually, I get it twice. I get it once in the app and once in an email. So make sure to do that. Great reminder there, Sierra. So I'm going to do a little show and tell. I want to show you some of the swag that we came away with. And first, here's the shirt. So you see, 4th annual meetup, and there's always a theme. So this year was monsters. And then they list everybody on the back. So that was pretty cool. So I got to meet folks like Stephanie Keel and Paul Engel, who are longtime moderators and friends, and just so many, Debbie Bernfeld, Debbie Thunnert, Leanne Sherbik, just so many people that you only see their name. So it was pretty cool. Paige, good to see you. So then they also did door prizes for everybody. So everybody got a swag bag. So I'm going to show you some of the cool stuff that we came away with. First is a lounge fly. Very nice one. Paris. Mickey and Minnie. I have not looked on the inside to know what's on the inside. I'm going to assume it's more of the symbols. Oh, it is, but you can't really see them. Oh, nope, just a pattern. That's right. Ken, good morning. Good to see you. In bowling, I was on the team that was that came in second place. And so we all got a Funko Pop. Pretty cool. My swag bag gets me ready for the lounge fly, I think, was Finley's swag bag. So even the kids got a swag bag. So my bag gets me ready for Christmas. So you've got Mickey here, decked out for Christmas. Also came with a table runner. And this has already been claimed by Catherine. Nice Christmas purse there. The one that Catherine got in her bag, Finley already took it, so I can't even show it to you, but it was a Marie purse. And if any of you know Finley, you know she loves Marie. So here is a bottle cooler. Mickey bottle cooler, so that was cool. And then picked up some necklaces. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that in the packaging. There we go. And then they even had custom buttons made for the meetup, which I thought was pretty cool. So it's a great event. If any of you are interested in going, definitely try to go. It'll be in Maryland again. That's where Pete is from, and it's kind of a good central area. You also have BWI Airport, so you have a major international airport there. So if you can go. There's also one December 13th down at Disney Springs. So if you're in that area, try to head over there for that. So yeah, just thought I would show you some of that fun stuff. All right, so let's get into the news. So we'll do parks first. Minivan service to and from the airport, MCO only, so not Sanford. So minivan service to and from Orlando Airport and Disney World is set to return this week. So that would have started yesterday. And it'll be available for deluxe and deluxe villa resort guests. The rate is $199 each way, and each minivan can accommodate up to 6 guests. 2 car seats are included. It's not yet known whether this service, if or when this service will branch out to other resorts. It's another way to get to and from the airport. A lot of people, miss the Disney Magical Express. I totally get it. I never had the chance to take the Magical Express, but I certainly get why. It was nice. You think about the Magical Express, number one, it was obviously all decked out to Disney, right? They played Disney music or Disney movies on the shuttle to and from your resort. But to me, I think the biggest part of that was the luggage service, right? You basically put your luggage on at your home airport before you take off, and you don't have to touch it again until you get to your room. That's cool. So I've said it before on the podcast that I think if they introduced that again and just incorporated it into the cost of the resort stay, I think they would have something. I really do. This is not it. I mean, essentially, this is a lift. You actually have to book it through the Lyft app. I mean, this is a lift, but it's decorated like Minnie. It's pretty expensive. Now, I get if you have 6 people, if you were, I believe I priced this out with a regular Lyft or Uber, and I think it was 100 or so for that size vehicle. So it's a lot of money. So I get why it's available for only deluxe and deluxe villa, because if you're going to stay at a value resort, you're probably not looking to spend $200 to get from the airport to your resort. Again, if you had, 6 people, I'm going to do some quick math for you here. 6 people on Mears Connect, you're at, even if it's 6 adults, you're at $108. So it's just about half price. So I don't know. Pyle says that private limo transport would be about 300. Yeah, see? Does it come with snacks? I'm guessing no. We took a lift, or excuse me, we took a minivan. We were running, well, not late, we were on time, but we were leaving our resort, Port Orleans Riverside, and had to get to breakfast at Whispering Canyon. So that would not have been a direct route. So I was like, let's just take a minivan. So we took a minivan, and it wasn't that because you're going within the resort, I think it was $13 or something like that. And no, it did not include water or snacks. So Anne says the most she's paid is 75, including tip. Yeah, when I was there last, I have an uncle that lives in Orlando, and we had family in town, so I took a lift to his house, and it was like 80. So that was not fun to have to pay. But again, you're going way off property. It was in Orlando, so I get it. So yeah, doesn't look like many of you will be using this service. I'll give you another. So look at Mears Connect. Mears has a bunch of different levels. Mears Connect is the entry level. That's the big shuttle bus that may make multiple stops. So that's why a lot of people don't like it. But when I got picked up at Riverside last time going back to the airport after that trip, I was on the bus by myself. I did not take a video or a picture. I really should have. It was the driver and me the entire way. I had a private shuttle back to the airport, which was pretty cool. So weigh out your options when you're trying to get to and from the airport. Renting a car may not be what you want to do, but you have car rental, you have Mears Connect, you have all the different levels in Mears Connect. There's also private third-party car services available as well. And even our friend All Aboard with Blake, he flies down from St. Louis to live stream in the parks. And when he does it, he will take the Lynx bus, the Orlando bus service from the airport to Disney Springs. Takes a little bit longer, but I think he said it's like $4. Now you can't do that if you are going with luggage and staying on property, because you can't take luggage on the Disney buses. But you could, if you had a carry-on, you could. So just there's different options out there. All right. So Little Mermaid will soon be adding Lightning Lane to the new stage show. Lightning Lane Multipass, it'll be obviously on Multipass, will start September 11th. And eligible Walt Disney World hotel guests will be able to book it as early as the 20th. So those of you that have seen streams or are streamers can tell me, are you seeing that this show you need to get a Lightning Lane for it? Because I didn't think that was the case. It didn't look like that was something that was necessary, but you have the option. You might have people that'll use it as what they call a burner Lightning Lane. One of their first ones that they book early and then go to the first show, and then they can start booking as soon as they scan in. But other than the first couple days of the show, I don't remember it being that bad. You're not like waiting past one show. So as long as you get there before the show starts that you want to see, you should be able to get in. So Disney Cruise Line was rated the #1 large ship ocean cruise line in the Travel and Leisure World's Best. 180,000 people were surveyed, and they specifically touched on Disney Cruise Line's innovative rotational dining concept and their signature hospitality. Well-deserved honor and huge congratulations to the crew of each ship. So that's good, since we will be on a Disney cruise, the Disney Dream, at the end of October. So, I mean, and you would expect that from Disney, but congratulations to them, because it while it's expected from our side, it's a lot of hard work for all those cast members. So, and crew members. So good on them. Ken says not anymore on the Little Mermaid. Maybe on a Saturday. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what day we went, and we saw both shows and didn't have an issue with that or Villains. A lot of entertainment news this week. So, Cars Lightning Racers. This is a new series coming to Disney Junior and Disney Plus in 2027. A lot of the original voices are returning for the series, so that's good. That'll make it feel very authentic. So Owen Wilson, Larry the Cable Guy, Tony Shalhoub, Cheech Marin, Bob Peterson, and John Ratzenberger are all returning for this series. Anne says I'll be spoiled and will only. Yeah, I know it. I know it's gonna happen. Especially the two ladies, Finley and Catherine. Yeah, yeah, they're yeah. I'm preparing for it now. So hopefully the housing market does very well for me in 2026, because it's going to be a lot of house sales in order to pay for these cruises. All right, Alio is landing on digital. So on August 19th, that's just next week, it'll be on digital platforms. No word yet on a date for Disney Plus, but you can buy it on digital. So that's kind of what's been happening recently, is once it's in the theater, then it's released on digital home movie, and then goes to a streaming platform. But this is just 2 months after it was released in theaters. Again, it wasn't. It was a good movie. A lot of the critics said it was a good movie, but it was not well attended, we'll say. So yeah, so you can buy it on digital, and I'm gonna guess it'll be about a month before it moves to Disney Plus. Vampirina live action. So this is going to be coming out. This is Vampirina Teenage Vampire, coming this fall to Disney Channel on the 12th of September, and on Disney Plus on October 15th. So another live action, but this is a live action from a TV show or a TV cartoon. So we'll see how that goes. I bet it's going to be pretty good. They do pretty good with that kind of stuff, like zombies and the other one, Descendants. Yeah, so I bet it'll do pretty well. Okay, Bobby. If you all remember King of the Hill did a revival. It is on Hulu, and it reached 4.4 million views in its first 7 days of streaming. That makes it the most watched adult animated season premiere across Hulu and Disney Plus in 5 years. And I haven't watched it yet. I do need to check it out, but I heard that it was really good, and fans of the show like it. So I do need to check that out. But I'm going to assume it's more adult, not like Family Guy, but Catherine and I will probably watch that and not have Finley watch it. Here's a new special. The Lego Disney Princess Villains Unite special is going to be on August 25th on Disney Plus. I happen to like all the Lego stuff that I have seen. I haven't seen much of it, but obviously the Lego movies, Lego Batman movies, and there was another Disney, maybe it was another Disney princess Lego that I saw. But looking forward to that because this is Villains, so that'll be pretty cool. That's on Disney Plus on the 25th. Now we talked about Ilio a few minutes ago. This seems even faster to me than Ilio. So Superman is going to be available on digital platforms tomorrow. Like, we missed seeing it in the theater. I wanted to see it like when it first came out. I thought the trailer looked really good. Um and we just missed it, honestly, because I didn't know whether I wanted to take Finley or not, to see it. I didn't know, it's not a cartoon, it's not Disney, and Superman probably going to get into a little trouble, and have to fight his way out. So I didn't know how much of that, would be too much for her. So I wasn't sure. So we just didn't see it. And apparently I've missed the chance. I don't know. Maybe, because it's coming out on Friday. So maybe we'll just buy it on digital and watch it at home. All right. In other movie news, we talked, I remember, I want to say it was the very first episode of the DIZPod. We talked a lot about the delays that some of these movies were seeing, like with Disney. The other movie production companies are going through the same thing. Here is Shrek 5 delayed from December 23rd, 2026 to June 30th, 2027. It was originally announced for July of 2026. So now these, that's essentially a 1 year delay, 6 months at a time. So I'm trying to think if I've even seen, I saw Shrek, the first Shrek. I actually saw the first Shrek during a Disney trip back in 2001. So I think I want to say I saw the second one, maybe the third. I don't know. But anyway, big delay for that movie theater there. So or for that movie company there to 2027. All right, so let's get into behind the clicks. All right. So this segment of the show, behind the clicks, where I click the clickbait so that you don't have to. And I'll dig into the actual story behind the clickbait headline. So this headline says Disney shuts down alcohol sales at Epcot. Guests refused service. Disney, just like any establishment that sells alcohol, is going to do the right thing. There's two stories behind this one, actually. They're going to do the right thing, right? And if that person has been over consuming libations, they're going to not serve them. That is the absolute right thing to do. However, there's also another side. So this story actually came from two different sites. They're owned by the same company, but they run actually 4 of these clickbaity sites. So the other story is that there's a restaurant in Disneyland Paris where they will not serve you your alcohol until you get your food. Um, Not a big story, but let's make a headline out of it, and let's not be detailed, and let's just say Disney shuts down alcohol sales at Epcot. Guests refuse service. So that's what happened at Epcot. And then the other side of that, they ran with the story that you can't get your alcohol until you get your food. All right, big deal. So sell me my or bring me my food first. Like, not a big deal. On the flip side of that, so wait, let's go back. Disney shuts down alcohol sales at Epcot. The same site posted this story. Disney introduces all-you-can-drink alcohol option at Epcot. I love it. So, this refers to the new brunch that's coming to France for the Food and Wine Festival. And it has an unlimited mimosa option included with your brunch, which, you know, I think that whole idea of the brunch over at France is going to be great. I really think. I think they are going to hit it out of the park with that one. And it's a limited time, though. It's only during the festival. So if you're looking to partake, make sure you get over there during that time. All right, in entertainment, Netflix's Wednesday creators confirmed Jenny Ortega will no longer play the lead role. Now, I don't know how many of you are watching Wednesday. We have not started watching season 2. Loved season 1. Just haven't had a chance. We have so many shows that we're watching, and well, Catherine does. I have so much YouTube that I'm watching and doing shows. So I just don't watch much TV, but yeah, apparently they've kicked Jenny Ortega out of playing the lead role in season 2. By the way, I think the show was renewed for season 3, if I remember correctly. So it turns out that they're looking to do a cartoon version of Wednesday, and she will not be playing the lead role. Big story out of that. Ken says I'm going to make a headline that says BYOB at Epcot. The first B, of course, stands for bought. All right. You know, we were all looking forward to a 5th park for years and years. We've talked about that. Disney apparently cancels new theme park announcements. No more developments. So when I read no more developments, especially being in new home construction, I think, okay, we're done. We're not developing anymore. It's actually not what the real story is. So this has to do with D23, which is coming up. Now, D23, this one is called Destination D23 because it's in Florida. I was going to say here in Florida, but I'm not in Florida. So it's here on the East Coast. This one is in Florida, at Coronado, I believe. So this one is not the big one that we all know. It's not the one from last year, right? The one in California, that's where that D23 is where you hear the major announcements. That's where we heard Monstropolis. That's where we heard Cars. That's where we heard the full details for Tropical Americas. That's where they surprised us with Villains Land. That's where they surprised us with Disney Starlight Parade coming back. So that's the big one. And that's in California. This is the smaller one, Destination D23. So we won't have any big park announcements. There's not a parks panel this year. The weekend is full of different panels, but there is no parks panel this year. There was 2 years ago, um, and we got some small announcements out of it. There was some blue sky stuff that they talked about, but nothing like what you get when it's in California. So just understand, you know, that this D23 is not like the big one. Yeah, my heart's in or I'm in Florida. Um, in my heart, yeah, that's totally true. I saw Theme Park Giant was at Animal Kingdom this morning, um, and Pete's there. Pete's at Animal Kingdom, and then he's going to Hollywood, I think, this evening, and he's going to be streaming that. So, Pete, who doesn't get out to the parks like all the rest of the streamers, when he does go to the parks, he shares a lot of his time there. So it's him and Preston walking around the parks, and Pete's live streaming. And if you've live stream, you know that you're adding a lot to your day by turning on that camera. And in Pete's case, he's got the camera and an iPad so that he can read chat nice and easily. A lot of stuff going on when you're live streaming. You got to worry about batteries and signal and all that kind of stuff. And I appreciate that Pete is on vacation and bringing us along. And he's going to be at the party tomorrow night along with a slew of others. I'm going to try and see how many of our streamers I can see that are going to be doing that party. Staying clear of the doors. I mean, you have to come in for the Monorail Report. Staying clear of the doors. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate you coming in from work. All right, two more here. One, visitor, you know what? I'm going to do this one first. Disney bids farewell to Halloween, makes plan for religious transformation. So when I first read this, two things come to mind. One, didn't we just put up the Halloween decorations like yesterday? Corey showed it. Eric from Mystic Park showed it. I think there were a couple others in our network that showed it. So, didn't we just put them up? And then the other part of that is make plans for a religious transformation. So, is this kind of like a Hobby Lobby thing? I love Hobby Lobby. We buy a lot. This fabric was probably from Hobby Lobby. But they have fall and autumn decor. They don't have Halloween decor. So is that what we're talking about here? No. This whole headline actually just talks about the fact that it takes one night to flip from Halloween to Christmas. That's all. We have seen that so many years that Disney does that so well. Now the whole park isn't done, and the whole resort, you're not going to go on November 1st and all the trees are going to be up in every park, and Disney Springs is going to have the Christmas tree stroll up on November 1st. That's not what happens. It takes time. But they do put up some of the basic decor on November 1st. So if you have a trip and you go on Halloween through, let's just say the 3rd or something like that, you will get to see both holidays in Magic Kingdom on Main Street during one vacation, which is really cool. I've never done it. I've seen it obviously on stream. And even Disney Plus put out a special about how they do that transformation. But to say that Disney bids farewell to Halloween, makes plans for religious, that's just not what happens. Yeah. All right. And finally, visitors struggle to navigate Hollywood studios amid ongoing construction. So, those of you that watch streamers, those of you that do stream, pretty sure you've been to Hollywood studios. Anywhere on Disney property, if they start construction, they have scrim walls up, right? Okay, so I'm trying to put myself back in the last time I was in Hollywood Studios, and I know that there hasn't been any additional scrim walls put up since that point. So where did I see scrim walls? How hard is it to navigate amid the ongoing construction? Okay, I can think of two. I know there's a third one coming in September where they're going to close off Animation Courtyard. Hello, Mom. Thanks for checking in. Says she's getting on the monorail report now. It's all good. You're here. That's what matters. Hey, we get a lot of watches. Just so all of you know, we get a ton of views after the fact. Like this show will continue to get watched for like 5 or 6 days. So that's pretty cool. We don't normally have live streams that do that. Normally, you watch it live and then that's it. Good morning, Dianca. This show actually does the opposite. We'll gain 500 views or so after the fact. So I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, Hollywood Studios, we know there's upcoming construction going into Animation Courtyard. That whole thing where Launch Bay is going to be closed off. You will still be able to get into Little Mermaid. But that whole courtyard there leading up to Launch Bay itself, and then even the Disney Junior dance party, that whole area is going to be closed while they reconfigure that into the Magic of Disney Animation, which is going to be phenomenal, guys. Just telling you now. I get it. It gives you a little bit of that old MGM Studios feel. It is going to mimic, that whole area is going to mimic the actual Disney Studios in California, in Burbank. So they're really, I can tell they're going to do a great job with it. But I don't know if I see a scrim wall, what I do, and maybe this is just me being a park pro, I don't know. But if I see a scrim wall, I walk around it. Just walk around it. Who's getting lost in Hollywood Studios because of the construction? The construction right now, there is a small thing going on in Toy Story Land. We think they are building merch or snack. It hasn't been confirmed. And then the other walls that you see, and the only walls that I know of, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but the only other walls that I know of is Muppets Courtyard. That wall goes straight across the front where you used to enter Muppets Courtyard. Who's getting lost going to the park? I don't understand how the construction is causing mass hysteria over there. I just don't. So again, those headlines brought to you by our friends at they got to come up with something, I guess, to get clicks. I don't know. It's just not good. And again, it's 4 sites that I happen to have been, when I created the Disney Streamer Network on Facebook, that page, they started recommending me all of these sites, I guess because there's Disney and news. And the headlines seem so similar that I had to dig into a little bit and found out that all 4 of the sites are owned by the same company. And in fact, the writers write for the individual sites, and they write for all 4. So there's no difference. There's no difference. So yeah, they're they're just not good. They're just not good. All right, let me pull up the multi-view here. We're going to try and see who's live today and who's going to be live at the party tomorrow. Party's a big deal. This is the first Halloween party of the year. Everybody's going to want to tune in to see the new Jack, with Jack and Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas, that meetup. He has changed a little bit. So I'm sure people are going to be excited to see that. Interesting. Dave, if you're still here, that page is not loading. Oh, there it is. So people are going to want to tune in for Jack and Sally. Obviously, you got to see the parade. You got to see the fireworks. But the parade, will it change? Will there be a new scene? There was a new scene last year. So we'll see. Will it change again? Not sure. So let's see. So right now, you have Disney Magic and Mayhem, 4 parks, 1 world. I'll tell you what, I think he wins the award for park hopping. I think he does more park hopping than anybody. So I'm sure that's going to be a full day out there for Rich. We are live, obviously, right now. And then Theme Park Giant is live out at Animal Kingdom. And actually, when this show ends, if you're watching on YouTube, well, if you're watching on my channel, it'll send you over to Theme Park Giant for a little Animal Kingdom fun for the afternoon. Let's see. Tonight, you'll have Christy PH Disney out in California Adventure. That's at 5. Score Jason, who did a great job out at Hollywood Studios and did Frozen sing-along, and they were so funny. Oh my goodness, they were so funny. The two that, if you get a chance, go back and watch Score Jason's Hollywood Studios from last night, especially the Frozen show. The 2 performers that performed last night, I really think that they try to make each other break, and they typically do. So they were really funny last night. Sierra Cruise and Theme Park Guide, she's going to be out at Epcot tonight. The 927 with Cakes and Kenny J, they are talking to Brian Reimer tonight, so that's pretty cool. And Amusement Park Pirates is doing their podcast tonight at 11 o'clock. So you got some good stuff on for the rest of the day in the Disney Streamer Network. Tomorrow, Theme Park Giant's going to be at Magic Kingdom for the opening day of the party. He's not going to be at the party, but he will show you Magic Kingdom that day. Obviously, you have Doug with Coffee Talk. Amusement Park Pirates has the Hamilton trailer. I guess they're premiering that. Cruise and Theme Park Guide is going to be at the party. Sierra will be there. Chris, the Disney Baker, is going to be there. And Resort TV1 has not scheduled his, but he'll be there. And I thought somebody else in our network is going to be there, but they may not have scheduled it yet. So if you go to dsn.disneystreams.com, that's where you can find all these folks and be able to watch them all at once. And if you do that, click play on each of those creators, give them some watch time. They're working very hard out there to bring you all of the fun. So make sure to give them some support. And of course, that multi-view is brought to you by Pile Adventures. David, who you see in chat as Pile Adventures, put all that together and continues to work on innovating it. He's going to be adding, or he's looking at adding some features, including being able to like the videos right from that page, be able to mod from that page is something that we're looking into right now. So there's plenty of stuff that he's working on behind the scenes to continue to evolve that page into something that's just truly amazing. It's amazing now, but it's really going to continue to evolve. Scooter Adventures, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Are you in the parks Sunday? Let me know. I know you're usually Sundays. let me know. Did I mention Pete? Right, Pete. That's weird. Pete wasn't. I know Pete always schedules his stream. Pete has his stream scheduled till the end of the year. Maybe he didn't schedule that one. All right. David and I will look into that just to make sure. Yes, that's right. Pete is going to be. Pete was the one I talked about it last night on Pete's stream. He's doing the first party and streaming it. So that's pretty cool that Pete's going to be out there. Thank you, Dianca, for that. Yes, Jenna did announce. Yes, yeah, they've said that a couple times. They're doing. I would fall out of this chair if Resort TV One didn't do the first Christmas party, the first Halloween party, and New Year's Eve at Epcot. You can count on those from Josh and or Jenna every year. Just saying. So yeah, and then of course, this weekend, I can't go into this weekend yet because a lot of our streamers don't schedule that far out, so it would be kind of unfair to do that. But make sure you go to dsn.disneystreams.com so that you can watch all these folks all at one time. Goofy Guy, good to see you. Welcome in. Pyle's going to take a look for us. I mean, Pete has NFL scheduled for this weekend. How could he not have the Halloween party scheduled? That just seems weird. Scooter says, lately I've been out on Sundays, gonna try to get back to Saturdays this weekend. Okay. All right, good. Well, you'll be able to see Scooter. Scooter does a great job. His last stream that I was able to watch a good amount of was touring the resorts and showing how you can get around if you're in an ECV very easily. Get on the boat, get off the boat. Did you do the monorail too? I don't remember, but I know you did the ferry boat going through the resorts over there, and in fact showed a walkway where you can walk from Grand Flow to Magic Kingdom. But in that stream, he also saw where the Liberty Bell was being stored. So if you want to see that, go back and watch that from Scooter. So that was pretty good. Scooter, you're very welcome. In fact, there was somebody on Facebook that was asking about getting around in an ECV where the videos on how easy it was to get around the parks on an ECV, and I recommended your channel because you do a great job showing that. So yeah, definitely want to support those that are supporting the community. Yeah, Paige, they're doing it. Yeah, they're doing it for sure. I already talked to Josh about it, but Josh tends to not schedule his streams out until the morning of the stream. So but again, I'm going to refer back to what Sierra said earlier in the show. When your favorite streamer schedules their stream, hit notify me underneath the stream, because that will help you get notified, because YouTube does not send out those notifications all the time. Just because you hit the notification bell does not mean that you will get notified. I'm going to try and bring that up just so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, let me see if I can share my screen real quick. Maybe. Oh, that is so tiny. Sorry, guys. I'm going to take over the screen here. Okay. So this is the DIZPod channel coming up. I have already scheduled this episode for Monday with Signs of Amusement. So they're going to be on the show. Listen, that's going to be a great show. So tune in for that. Jason from Signs of Amusement, who's also a creator in the Disney Streamer Network, did a piece he makes. That's why his channel's called Signs of Amusement. He makes these replicas of signs. He did one for Bob Gurr and delivered it to Bob Gurr. You do not want to miss that. It absolutely amazing. He's going to send me pictures and video, so tune in for that. But anyway, shameless plug. So here, right here, I already have that scheduled. Hit notify me, and now I will get the notification for that particular stream. So I will get it in an email, and I will get it through the YouTube app. So make sure to do that, because that will help you make sure that you don't miss out on any of your favorite creators. So yeah, make sure to do that. Scooter says, be very happy to answer any questions they may have about scooters. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, if I see anything like that, I'll be sure to send them your way. All right, folks, we are about at the hour mark, which is where I like to close it down. As I said, if you're watching on the Park Bros channel, this will send you directly over to Theme Park Giant, who I guess just did Dinosaur, someone said. And then again, you also have Rich, who is, let me see, I'm going to click real quick. He is at Animal Kingdom watching The Lion King. Looks like that is just starting. So if you watch on the multi-view, you'll be able to see The Lion King. And looks like Theme Park Giant is watching Everest come down out of the mountain there. So everybody have a great day. Have a great weekend. I enjoy doing this show, so I hope that you all enjoy it. I like bringing you the news, bringing you behind the headlines, or what do I call it? Behind the click. I'll come up with a different name for it. The show may switch days, at least for the next couple weeks, because I'm starting training for a new job next week. So I may have to shift the show. It may actually be on Saturday mornings for a couple weeks. But again, we get a decent amount of watches after it's live, so may not be too much of an issue moving the show to different days, but I like to be consistent, so I would like to keep it on Thursdays, but may not be able to, especially for the next couple weeks. So may have to move it to Saturdays. I'd rather have it in the daytime, because there's not many of us doing shows like this during the daytime, so figure I'll keep it as a daytime show. Ann says Disney makes it extremely easy to use an ECV on all forms of transportation and maneuver around the parks. You're right. I mean, the Skyliner, they have a stationary Skyliner, and you get in that one, and every 10, I think it is, they move that stationary Skyliner into the line. So Skyliner, monorail, the ferry boat, and buses, very easy. So don't let that hold you back. Please, 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 please do not let mobility hold you back from getting to the parks. And I would assume that Disneyland is just about the same way. There's a couple creators that I'm looking at adding to the network that also kind of concentrate on something similar out there. But I would assume Disneyland is the same way. So just don't let that hold you back. Go out there and enjoy the parks, because it's a great place. Dianca says she'll go back and watch what she missed. Thank you, Lawrence. Always so helpful and informative. Thank you very much. That's what we're trying to do here. That's all. Scooter says, thanks as always for your amazing support, Lawrence, as well as all the members of the DSN. You're doing great things, sir. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Just my little way of helping helping all of you creators, helping all of you viewers. Um, I thought it was time to really put together some networking between the majority of us creators. So, and so far it's working out well. We have a Discord server that all the creators are involved in, and it was busy this morning. A lot of traffic on Discord for us this morning. So, and I'm also hoping that the DSN becomes your news source, not only in the show, but also on Facebook and social media, somewhere that you can trust, right? I want to be the most trusted news source in Disney YouTube. That's why I use a logo similar to a news organization that used to be based in Atlanta. All right, that's all I'm saying. Scooter says we did all transport on the 4-park hop. There you go, including the walkway. See? Yep. Very easy to get around. Don't let that hold you back. All right, folks, go out there, make it a great Disney day. Go out there and support our streamers. As I said, if you're watching on my channel, it's going to take you right over to Theme Park Giant, who is getting on Everest. All right, I'm going to end so I can watch Everest. All right, guys, go out there, be the reason that somebody smiles today. We'll see you all later.
This monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.